Yo, salute nation. Damn, damn, damn. That's all I gotta say. Yo, let's kick this shit off.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Maxx on the blitz. The silver and black, on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan, then you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, J Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders Unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator with the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby.
Just win. Yo, what is good, Raider Nation? Welcome to a pop-up Raiders Unfiltered. I am your host. I am Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in on this Friday night. Literally a pull-up show, breaking news. You already know. If shit goes down, I go on. Don't want to be left out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Shout out to everybody on X, aka Twitter. Make sure you guys hop on over to YouTube. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on your boy, on this channel. It does help to go ahead and support the show, support the channel, and help it make it grow. Salute to everybody here and pulling up as well. We're going to go ahead and get into it, man. Damn. Y'all already know. Here we go. Shout out to my guy Lecky in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. We're going to talk about it. Let's see. God, shout out to God Baval in the building. Salute. Appreciate you pulling up. Here we go. Big like, hey, bro, why you hanging on my motherfucking intro, man? Well, first, look, I got to put the waiting music so everybody can get in. And then we do the intro, dog. You already know, bro. Sorry. Hey, man. Look, if you don't meet our specifications, well, sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. I love you, bro. Hey, appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the building pulling up. Appreciate you guys. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. Y'all already know, man, what we're all here for, what we're all here to go ahead and talk about. Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. It's done. They did the unthinkable, the inevitable. At one point, it was this week. It was like the inevitable. It really did seem like it, but it's been done. The wait is over. Maxx Crosby has been officially traded to the Ravens. Out of all the teams that were talked about this week, we heard the Cowboys, we heard the Eagles, we heard the Bears, we heard them all. The fucking Niners. Who the fuck thought the Ravens were the ones to go ahead and nab Maxx Crosby? Per Adam Schefter, literally this broke about half an hour ago. I'm like over here chilling. Just put away we just put away the groceries, getting ready for dinner time. And then I look at my phone and this shit literally goes down. Maxx Crosby, the deal has been done. Maxx Crosby is going to Baltimore. No longer a Las Vegas Raider. The man who spoke and says that he's going to be a Raider for life, who's wanted to retire as a Raider, is no longer a Raider. It's happened. Obviously, you already know if you guys been tapping into the shows. I've been saying, I hope that it didn't happen. I hope that I didn't think it was. I'm 60-40 that Max stays and potentially there was a trade that was going to happen. I admit that. I knew that the possibility of a trade could happen, and it did happen. And here we are now. My thing is always, if we're going to trade him, let's get the maximum value for him. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It is what it is, but it has happened. We're here now, and the deed has been done. In other words, man, I'll be honest, man. I'm not enthused about this. I'm pretty sad about this. It is what it is. I am a big Maxx Crosby fan. You already know. I rock 9-8. I got homeboy in the back there chilling. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and do the honors, and we're gonna take it down in just a bit. So let me go ahead and put this up real quick. Sorry, I had it ready. I picked the wrong one because I was trying to rush and get this right. Here we go. There we go. All right, let's get the parameters going. And we can talk about specifics, y'all. Here we go. Let's again appreciate everyone pulling up and rocking with me on this Friday night pop-up show. I know there's a lot of people on right now, but I really truly appreciate every single one of you that's rocking with me right now on this Friday night. Whether you're for Max being traded, whether you're against Max being traded, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. It is what it is. It's done. It's over with. If there's a little bit of peace, that we can now move on from the drama. The drama is done with about whether Max gets traded, whether Max doesn't get traded, whether he really wants to stay or he wants to get out. We now know it's out. I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents in just a bit. It's nothing new, y'all. It's shit that I've been saying for the last 2 months now. We're in March. It's March the 6th. I've been talking about this shit since the beginning of January. The end of January or beginning of February, since the whole Max rumor was started by Jay Glazer. And then it literally got catapulted by the media into actually being a real thing, whether it was a real thing, or it wasn't a real thing, or something that manifested. Obviously, we all knew that there was smoke at some point, but now we know the smoke was real. But we're going to go ahead and talk about it real quick. Shout out again to Big Luck. He says, we're here for pick 14. There you go. Joe Dengrebe, he says they're training Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. The Ravens, exactly, bro. Like, it's crazy. This is the thing that kind of goes back to what I was saying for the last, month and a half now, whatever. It was going to be done quietly in a sense where it's just going to happen all of a sudden. And sure enough, it happened with the Ravens, because nobody was talking about Baltimore. Nobody was talking about. They just said other teams. Cowboys were in the mix. Eagles popped up, Bears popped up, Rams popped up. Nobody, aside from that, no other teams aside from like their fan bases popped up and chimed in, but something really kind of more on the, I guess, on the credible side was from the insiders putting it out there. Baltimore really wasn't the team that was mentioned out there. So it's crazy that literally it was Baltimore out of all the teams that are out there that he's going to go to. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about it in just a sec. Like he says, hope I'm wrong, but man, I'm getting flashbacks from Mac trade. Hope Spy Tech hits on those picks. 100%, my guy. We're going to talk about that as well in just a bit. Shout out to Marcus Banks in the building. What is the deal, my guy? One of my members here at Just Raider. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Big Love says, I'm glad it wasn't the Whiners or the Cowgirls. Facts plus tax, my guy. Salute to you. Yeah. Going to the Cowgirls or the Whiners, man, I would. The Whiners, for real, dog, I would never hear the end of it from my sis. Little sis would have fucking stuck it to me until Max would have left Frisco. That's kind of the way it would have gone down, but I'm glad it wasn't them. But yeah, it's crazy. Again, shout out to my guy Marcus. He says, let's make this trade salary cap count. We're going to talk about the salary cap too in just a bit as well. Shout out to Joe. He says, I even heard Seahawks were in the hunt, wanting to trade 2 first rounders and Gerald Hall for Crosby. Yeah, bro, all this shit came out. So I don't know how much credible that was, because I heard things too. I heard like the Lions were ready to go ahead and pull the trigger. They had the first lined up and it didn't happen for blah, blah, whatever. And yeah, you're hearing the Seahawks. We heard, the Bears or whatever. We heard that Dallas was willing to go ahead and kind of meet almost halfway or 3/4 of the way. They weren't willing to go ahead and let go of the other first. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about all that stuff for sure. Like he says, facts. I'm glad he didn't go to the Whiners. Let's see. Joe says, I'm just shocked because I think the Ravens still have a lot of holes. I wouldn't consider them a title contender. I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know. Obviously, free agency starts in about 5 days. 5 days. Today is 6. It starts on the 11th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up. I'll probably be on with Jeff. Shout out to my guy, Jeff. We'll probably do it. The Raider Connection is going to be on that night. So we're going to be going over any breaking news as well that comes along our way. And so we'll go ahead and talk about it as well. But let's go ahead and get into these particulars. Again, Maxx Crosby traded to the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys are just pulling up, this is breaking news. Literally just broke about 45 minutes ago. Per Adam Schefter, ESPN sources, the Raiders have agreed to trade 5-time Pro Bowl defensive end Maxx Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for 2026 and 2027 first-round picks. The trade cannot be processed until next week, but it is in place, and Crosby is expected to be a Raven with 2 firsts back to Vegas. So y'all heard it. The trade was with 2 first-round picks. The Baltimore's first-round pick this year and next year, and that's it. So that means Spy Tech, Brady, Davis, Kubiak, to a certain extent, came down on that price because as far as we know, the standard that was set from the get-go was 2 firsts and an impact player. So the Micah trade, most likely what happened was they felt they were getting the calls because calls were being picked up, and they were hearing kind of what the market rate was, and they felt that they cannot get that player to be that caveat to get the deal finalized. And so here we have it. We get 2 firsts for Maxx Crosby, a guy literally, I think he was picked up in the 5th round back in 2019. That value literally grew within the almost 7 years he's been with us. It's a crazy thing, but it is basically official now, guys. Maxx Crosby is being traded to Baltimore for 2 firsts, one for this year, one for next year. Let me kind of go ahead and pull this up real quick. Give me a second, guys. Let me see. I think they have the 14th pick, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. They have the 14. So they had the number 14 pick. So we have 14 pick. So that is the number 1 overall pick currently, and the number 14 pick. So we're now also going to be on the clock again at number 14. So that means we're going to be able to go ahead and pick up an impact player. We know most likely the consensus is that we're going to go ahead and pick up Fernando Mendoza at number 1. Who are we going to go ahead and pick up at number 14? Are we going to go ahead and go offense? Are we going to go defense? What is the impact there? Again, how is it going to affect the Raiders? Now the Raiders have 2 first-round picks. Obviously, number 14 this year. That's going to go ahead and carry weight. It's a middle of the round first-round pick. After we pick at number 1, we might get with this one. We can either pick at 14. We can trade back down to a couple lower spots down the line, pick up another second, another third. There's different ways that we can go ahead and go about it. But right now we're scheduled to go ahead and pick up a 14. I ran a quick mock on PSN, kind of doing an auto. And and I was just looking. I was trying to look at like what the system, like what round pick that we were going to go ahead and get, and I just kind of ran it and ran by itself. So this is what PFSN gave us. The computer gave us for number 14. They've already updated this. This is crazy. They've already updated this, and they have the system pick Makai Lemon, receiver out of USC at number 14, not trading back. This is just going BPA. There you go. So now according to this mock, I don't, this is a system generated mock. I did not run this mock. I just hit go and that's it, and then pick anything. But now you have the Raiders picking Fernando Mendoza at number 1 and Makai Lemon at 14. You have your number 1 wide receiver at number 14. So could this potentially happen? Who knows? Obviously, a lot of things could go ahead and play out, but just kind of give you a little insight to what the future could possibly hold. Raiders can go ahead and elect Makai Lemon and pick up their wide receiver also of the future, an impact player to go ahead and go along, give another weapon to Fernando Mendoza as well. So just kind of wanted to go ahead and show you guys that real quick. But you guys let me know what you guys feel. How are you guys thinking? Maxx is officially gone. He is no longer a Las Vegas Raider. For the man who has been here for many years, saying that he wanted to be here, he wanted to go ahead and be a retired Raider. He is no longer a Raider. Whether it was something of his or not, that is yet to be determined. Again, I'll go ahead and share my thoughts in just a moment as well, and give you guys my 2 cents on the whole ordeal. But as of right now, again, Raiders trading Max defensive end Maxx Crosby for 2 first round picks, one for 2026 and one for 2027. So we will have another first round pick next season. What number would that be? That is yet to be determined. Obviously, Ravens have to go ahead and play out their season, where they have either a good season, it's going to be a lower round pick. If they have a so-so season, it might be kind of that mid-round pick again. We're probably going to be looking at anywhere from the lower 15 to about 20, 22nd, somewhere around there. If they have a really terrible season, if it's just kind of repeat to what we just went through, and the Ravens experienced the same thing themselves, it could be a high draft pick. It could go ahead and pan out for us there as well. So that is yet to be determined. Again, if you guys are pulling up, Maxx Crosby officially has been traded to the Ravens. Barring anything going wrong from now till Monday, but that deal is basically it's a done deal. It's a done deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and put up a poll in just a second. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe button on your boy. There we go. On your boy. It really does help to go ahead and grow the channels. Appreciate you guys tapping in again on this Friday night. Okay. Oh, here we go. See, I'm gonna put 3 options on this thing. Because I think there should be 3 options. Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, there you go. I got one down already. Again, appreciate you guys tapping in. Let me know how you guys feel. I asked everybody, how do you guys feel about Max being traded? Are you guys for it? Are you guys against it? Or you guys are indifferent? You guys are just glad that the drama is over? You guys let me know in the chat. Go ahead and participate in that chat. I'm sorry, in that poll, excuse me. Okay, here we go. I gotta put in the other one. Sorry. Here you go. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Here we go, y'all. All right. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up. You guys go ahead and hit that poll real quick. I'll go ahead and show the results as we go through the show. It is a crazy fact that I wasn't even planning on doing a live tonight. I was possibly doing a live tomorrow morning on Good Morning, pulling up a Good Morning Raiders, even running it solo, just to go ahead and talk about everything that has gone down this week as far as Raider news. But obviously, this going down does actually take the cake. So here we are now. But again, appreciate you guys pulling up. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and take some comments real quick. Let's see here. Shout out to Just Left in the building. He said they can have him at his knee. That's cold blooded, my guy. Salute. Just Left is just I subscribing from the rush. Yeah, it's all good, man. I wouldn't blame you. I'm probably gonna be following suit, to be honest with you. I'm just different, bro. Look, I'll give you guys my kind of take on this thing. You know, um, I won't give you my I'll give you my reaction to this, just to Max being out. You know, we heard this coming. We heard this time and time again. Like I said before, if you guys rocked with me before, I've talked about this to the end, right? Um, he wanted to be a Raider. He's the one who's come out and said this. It's not like we're out here putting words on for him. He's the one saying it. You know, he loves the fan base. We loved him. You know, he's been here. He's been a warrior. He's played through and through. He sacrificed a lot for this team. The team hasn't done its part, and that has to be said in regards to Matt. Setting up Max with a winning product. We haven't done that. They haven't even done that for us. Um, but whether he was unhappy, whether this was something that was manifested from Spy Tech or it was a mutual thing, that's yet to be seen. I've said it before, time and time again. If Max is really unhappy, this is a thing that it's going to be done closed doors. Spy Tech is going to take the blame for it, but Maxx Crosby is going to okay with it. And I'm pretty sure this was okayed by Max. They run fucking everything by Max. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something came out. I would be surprised if something came out saying that they just flat out traded Max. I wouldn't be surprised that they ran it by him, that this comes out later on. But either way, whatever the reason was, whether the rumors of him and Alex Guerrero not getting along, or him, Alex Guerrero, and Tom Brady not getting along, whatever, it is what it is. And adding the frustration on top of us having a terrible season, basically almost tanking, getting the number one draft pick for this season coming up, and just him not wanting to go through the rebuild process and just letting stuff leak out. This is what got us to this point. And like I've said, I think we heard about it so much up to this point, and especially I'm talking about also me, that I feel that I honestly I feel a sense of relief that it's finally happened, that we can actually move on from this shit, and we can go ahead and focus on this off season and focus towards an actual rebuild and putting this team the place where it needs to be, as opposed to trying to take these whiffs on these potential journey being quarterback, having it not work out time and time again, and not having that franchise quarterback, that guy that's going to go ahead and help us get over the hurdle of mediocrity. And that's what we've been suffering for the last few years. And you can't blame Maxx Crosby for having those feelings and having that out, right? And wanting that out for that very reason, and wanting to win now. The thing is that everybody has to understand, and that's including Maxx Crosby, that this point where the Raiders are at now is not going to be a win now situation. This is going to be a win now 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. 2 years if we're lucky. We may be able to go ahead and put something together next year. We may be able to make a run now, potentially next year, because now Max is gone. We got that first round pick. Now we're able to go ahead and get a weapon, whether it's going to be a wide receiver, whether it's going to be a tackle, a center, whatever. Are they going to get a defensive player, a top defensive player, whatever it's going to be? Now that rebuild's going to be able to go ahead and get fast track faster. So now the potential, now the eventuality or the potential of us being able to go ahead and make a playoff run in 2027 is much more real as opposed to doing something in 2028, 2029, maybe even potentially 2030. This does fast track in that part. I do thank him for that part. And I know in the back of his mind, because he loves this team, he was still at the end of the day probably looking out for our best interest. We might not fucking like it, we might fucking hate the situation. I fucking hate this situation. I mean, and I know a lot of us was rocking the 98 jerseys. We have the Max shirts. I have a Max shirt. I have Max jersey. The kids have Max jerseys. We're all rocking with that. Wifey, I was getting ready to go ahead and get wifey a Max jersey. We were gonna do all the whole damn thing, right? But nonetheless, I mean, it was the face of our franchise for so long, but now it has come to an end. And whether you like it, whether you hate it, the fact is the fact. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't sunk in for me yet. We'll see. I'll see how I feel about it tomorrow. I'm kind of pissed about it, and I'm not kind of pissed about it. From a guy who has to look at it objectively to you guys as a podcaster, as a guy who looks at the Raiders as a team as a whole. I'm not mad about it because I see that part of it. As a fan, I am pissed about it. I am heated because I know at the end of the day, I know that Max okayed this move. He wanted out. He wanted out in some way, shape, or form. He okayed this. So whatever you might potentially hear the next coming day or days, if Spytek comes on and he says, well, this was a betterment for the team. This is the transaction that had to happen to go ahead and fast track our rebuild, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. We know what time it really is. We knew that nothing would have happened in this scenario without the approval of Maxx Crosby. So in that sense, we know that Max wanted out. So y'all know I am amazing. Look, I got the fucking dude backing me right here. That dude's fucking chilling. We're gonna take him down before the end of the show is over. Y'all remember, I'll remember because I'm still kind of upset about it. But as a fan, but as the guy who is talking to you guys, who looks at this team objectively, I try to look at it objectively, try to give you guys as much information as possible. Obviously, you guys go ahead and formulate your own opinions at the end of the day. And I respect you guys' opinions. This is why I like to go ahead and do these shows and create these forums for you guys so that way we can talk about it. Whatever side of the fence you're on, whether you could be for training Maxx Crosby because you wanted this to happen and have our rebuild get fast tracked, or you were against it because you love Maxx Crosby because he brings so much to our team. He's such an impact player on the defensive side of the ball. Whatever your feelings are, there is no wrong answer today. We just know facts. The facts is Max is gone. We got 2 first-round picks. So now we have some decisions to make as far as putting this team together. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, again, this was something that was done behind the scenes. Case in point, because he's going to Baltimore, a team that nobody fucking talked about all this week. Baltimore, literally quiet, popped up, deal done. How did I say it was going to go down? Exactly like that. We knew a trade was going to happen. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I was 64. I'm like, I don't think it'll happen this weekend. That's something else. And, that's on me. I was wrong about that part. But the thing that I said, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen all of a sudden. It's going to happen quietly behind the scenes. Spytek is going to take the blame. But Max is going to approve this deal. And here we are now. They can go into the Baltimore Ravens. So it is what it is. Now we just do what we do best, y'all. We go ahead and move on as a fan base and look towards something potentially good happening this offseason. And in the draft, we got free agency in 5 days, y'all. 5 days. 5 days. And this free agency is the one that you want to go ahead and watch. We're going to make more splashes than we did last year. It's not going to be a ton of splashes, but we're gonna go ahead and be picking up real quality guys. Guys are gonna go ahead and really help us on the defensive side of the ball. We know what we need on the offensive side. We're gonna talk about that in just a second too. But as far as for Maxx is not part of that equation, and obviously there was already some talks about him not really fitting too much into this new defense that is going to be literally put out this season coming up. So yeah, crazy stuff going on. But again, appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me on this Friday night. Again, appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe on this channel, on this show, Raiders Unfiltered. It really does help to go ahead and again keep the lights on here. Really helps to go ahead and put out the show, the channel out into the YouTube universe. Appreciate you guys tapping in again with me. So let me go ahead and go to some comments real quick. Let me go ahead and get you guys' pulse real quick. Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Sorry. Shout out to my guy Darren in the building. Appreciate you pulling up. Joe says, I was reading off USA Today about the Raiders maybe making another move in acquiring Malik Willis to back up Fernando Mendoza. That could potentially happen. This is the thing with a guy like Malik Willis, bro. This is with a guy going out and getting a bridge quarterback, an expensive bridge quarterback. Malik Willis is probably going to be on the higher end, probably going towards that late 20, potentially maybe $30 million mark. He had a pretty good showing out in Green Bay. My thing is this: we just went ahead and released Geno. Yes, we're going to save $8 million because we released them before the third day of the league year. but we're going to have to go ahead and spend now more money to go ahead and potentially bring in a bridge to either back up Fernando or play for the first 6, maybe 8 games of the season. I mean, that money that you can use, that you would go out and spend for a guy like Malik Willis, maybe use that money for a different a linebacker, a corner, a defensive end. Obviously, now we have to go ahead and think about not necessarily have to go out and replace Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby is a one of a kind, but you do now want a real impact player on that defensive side of the ball, opposite of Fernando Mendoza, to really be that glue on the defensive side. So some of those things come into play now. We have to kind of keep in mind as far as what we're going to do in free agency. Every cent counts. Now and this is another thing too, and shout out to, hang on one second. Let me find that comment. Shout out to Big Love. This is at $30 million free agency. Now get Linderbaum. We're gonna get Linderbaum, but now we got some. Now we can do some more shit. Now from, I think we're earmarked 85, 87. That's gonna go ahead and put us to about 110, 115, somewhere around that mark. So 117, somewhere around that mark. That number can potentially go up even more so. Mind you, add another 8 to that. We're probably looking at about 125 in cap space. By releasing Geno Smith. We're going to go ahead and go over that in just a second as well. We're going to talk about this. We're running a full fucking show tonight. So we're doing it. I'm running a full show. Not doing a show tomorrow morning. we're just gonna go ahead and do it now because there's a lot of things that we have to go ahead and talk about, y'all. When all this stuff matters, this matters on the way that our off season's now going to go ahead and look. It's going to look. It's going to look different. It's going to look different now, completely different, essentially. And like Big Luck says, this frees up $30 million. Now it's going to put us over the 100 million mark automatically. This is not counting everything else that also going to come into play. So we're going to go ahead and dive into it. But yes, that is also another thing about trading away Maxx Crosby. I hate to say it, I really do, but now we get some cap space frees up. Baltimore walks away with a pretty good deal. They get a spectacular defensive end for a really good fucking price. They're kind of getting almost on the cheap end, not too cheap, but they're getting him at on the cheap end. That's why also getting 2 first makes sense. And I think they just couldn't pull off getting that impact player. And I think that was kind of the consensus going around. I honestly told you guys weeks ago the going rate's probably the realistic market value for Maxx Crosby was a first and maybe a second, 2 seconds if you could please a team. We were able to go ahead and get 2 first-round picks. That's fucking phenomenal. So you take that deal. You take that deal. So would I take that deal? No, but just putting your GM cap on, it does make sense financially, transactionally, it makes sense for sure. So let's see here. Shout out to Darren. He says, I took a little nap, just woke up, thought I wonder if any news, and bang, it happened. Yeah, bro. I was like literally doing some I was helping, we're bringing the groceries, we're trying to go ahead and figure out dinner with the kids and whatnot. And I look at my phone and I'm like, bam. Actually, I was gonna go ahead and plan to get a workout in and before dinner, but that shit went down. I'm like, damn. So just fired up the live and here we are now. So crazy stuff going on for sure. Just this is why I only buy Raider Legend jerseys. You and my guy Jeff are on the same wavelength. Salute to you, bro. I feel you, bro. And for me, I thought Maxx was going to be here for for either a longer time than what he was. He was here for a very long time, to be honest. And in football years, this is a long time. But I thought he was going to go ahead and play out the majority, either all of his career here, to be honest, all of his career. So I felt that was going to be a good move. Him being one of 2 Oakland Raiders left in our team. The other one being Colton Miller. Was A.G. Cole one? I don't think A.G. Cole was here as a Oakland Raider. But those are the 2 guys that literally were here. So obviously I thought that I thought that he was going to be here for a very long time. You make that investment. Sometimes you can't help fall in love with these players, man. They give you a raw, and it's just hard not to, man. It is what it is. But now we know now where it's at. Darren says, I'm sorry. I like the trade. We saved $30 million, got pick 14 and 1 next year. Facts, brother. Facts plus tax for sure. Darren says, come on, Ravens, go 16 this year. Facts, dude. We can go ahead and pick up another quarterback if that's what you way. If you're not sold on Fernando, there's always next year now. But obviously we'll see how the Ravens do, because now Maxx is with Jesse Mentor and he has a squad up. And let me go ahead and kind of pull this up real quick. He had it up. Yeah, here we go. And I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I'm not a big Adam Schefter fan, but he's cool, man. Adam Schefter says Baltimore Ravens potential 2026 defense. He has Maxx Crosby, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Namdi, and Nate Wiggins as their guys. So they might have they're gonna have something there if they keep the rest of these guys on there. So and again, obviously having Jesse Minter over as their head coach in Baltimore, they're going to be definitely defensive oriented, defense first over there for sure. So crazy. Um, so who is 14th best player on the board? Again, I showed you earlier. The system picked out Makai Lemon, and that was a need. We do need a wide receiver. This receiver class is kind of mid, to be honest with you. Most of these, there's probably maybe like 4 or 5 guys that are probably the cream of the crop. Everybody else is all right. Um, but getting a guy like Kai Lemon could definitely catapult you into something. Let me go ahead and kind of pull up his measurables real quick. Hang on one second, y'all. We could talk about it. And I'm not saying we should go receiver. We have options. I wouldn't mind if we pick up an offensive tackle. Now we're in line to go ahead and get Spencer Fano, somebody that we thought that was probably out of our range. Now is definitely in play now. We can go defense, either an edge. We can go ahead and get a D tackle. Get that nose that we need. We do need a nose. We can get a linebacker. So there's different ways that we can go ahead and go about that. But let me go ahead and kind of pull this up for you guys. This is Makai Lemon's measurables: 5'11", 192. Guy ran. I don't see if they show his 40. They didn't put up his 40 here, but he has the measurables. Strength, he's efficient, press release with early acceleration to bypass, manipulate defenders, out of position with route acumen, snaps off, breaking route at crisp angles, displays above average bursts from turns to gain separation, ball tracking adjustments and catch timing are elite. Ridiculous grip strength once the football hits his hands, elevates his toughness and focus when catch is contested. Good practice with late catch adjustments to save his catch space. Already dropping off 2 feet inbounds near the sideline. Willing run blocker who gives legitimate effort. That is his strengths. Weaknesses, not a whole lot. Could use more. Could use a hair more patient, prevent rushing the route. Appears quicker than fast when working vertical routes. Can be a little slow disengaging once captured underneath. Competitive but relatively ordinary after the catch. Runs away to break off comebacks out of the drive phase. So there's a couple little things that you probably have to go ahead and work around. Obviously, the comparison that they give him here is to Amon-Ra St. Brown out of Detroit. So, could that be a guy? I don't know. Potentially. We'll see what happens, but not a guy that I'm 100% all in on. I do like him a lot, but I mean, if we go somewhere else, not mad at it. I'm not gonna be throwing my chair. I'm not revolting out in the street. Why don't we get Makai Lemon? There's some other options, and we can easily trade down from 14 and pick up more draft picks. That is also another option, guys. That is something to also be on the lookout for from SpyTech. SpyTech is not afraid of moving up and down the board. SpyTech had the balls enough to go ahead and move Maxx Crosby. When we thought Maxx Crosby was not movable, here we are now, 2026, no Maxx Crosby. So we saw this last year. Definitely could happen. So just some food for thought. I mean, if we move down 5 spots, we have a team, and we'll probably get a call. We'll probably get the call to move down a couple spots and pick up a second or third, or a second and a third. It just depends what team is desperate out there that's willing to go ahead and give us some draft capital to go ahead and trade down a few spots, and we can still go ahead and pick up some real quality players from there. From the offensive line, again, Francis Maigoa out of Miami is now kind of in that. I think he's projected to go more top 10. Hang on one second. I'm pulling up my draft buzz real quick, y'all. All right, so you got Spencer Fano probably around that. Kalen Proctor, that's gonna be in our wheelhouse. Obviously, a guy like Jennings Dunker is also gonna be available. He may go low first. He may go low first, high second. That's also out there. So we have a couple options there on around that mid to late first round. As far as on defensive side, uh, Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain is also now probably going to be on our wheelhouse because of the combine and because of the measurable. I talked about this earlier in the week with Ruben Bain getting measured. Now he could potentially fall down out of the top 10. Could potentially happen. Who knows? Looking for that star edge, potential replacement there, right? But now we'll have guys like Katie McDonald that it's going to be available around that mark. R. Mason Thomas, Akeem Amesidor. I've been seeing him. He may go into that late first round, high second. Could be a guy that we pick up as well around that mark. As far as linebacker, David Bailey out of Texas Tech is probably in that kind of in that wheelhouse. Sonny Styles had a phenomenal combine. If you guys were tapping in the other week, Sonny Styles is now in our wheelhouse. We can go ahead and pick up that dude. That dude could be a guy that we go ahead and bring in. Could be our franchise defensive player on the other side of the ball from Maxx Crosby. He has a lot of upside potential. So guy to definitely go ahead and keep a lookout for him and David Bailey, probably being around those two guys, just kind of keeping an eye out for. Everybody else is kind of down into that second round, but these are all high quality players, obviously. Just kind of some food for thought. I would reserve my second round pick. It just depends how we go. If we go Sonny Styles, we don't necessarily have to pick up Jacob Rodriguez. I'm a little bit biased. I like the dude. So I would still like for him to go ahead and be brought on. We need a lot of help on the linebacker room. Obviously, it's not going to get it done with the Bergs. The Bergs are not going to get it done. So we need some more help. Obviously, there's some guys in free agency that are going to be available as well that we can potentially go after. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that in just a bit as well. So just kind of some food for thoughts out there as well. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I kind of got on my soapbox a little bit. Let's see here. Joe Land says Max will always be a Raider. Yes, sir. Will always be a Raider. That's for damn sure. Let's see here. Yeah, Big Les says at 14 we can get our number one receiver. That's facts, my guy. Facts. Big Les says we finessed the Ravens and got two first and their center. It's probably gonna happen that way, bro. We're probably gonna get Linderbaum now. We're probably gonna be able to go ahead and get Linderbaum, and we'll be able to go ahead and give him a hefty one. Honestly, it just goes back to how much Spatic wants to go ahead and spend. It's projected to go anywhere from like 22 to 25. It could go higher. It just depends. The bidding war. Some guys we're seeing some teams kind of start being out of that running. I think Chargers went ahead and re-signed their center, so they're gonna be good. Some other guys picked up some other centers as well, but they're still gonna be a big interest on Kyle Linderbaum for sure. Shout out to my guy, IE Raider Mac in the building. He said, had to be done. Hell of a haul for 29-year-old, or going to be 29, Edge, who hasn't finished the season in the last 2 years, a first and a 14th, a first for 2027 at 14th, number 14 pick for this year. I don't know, man. I mean, you see it, you can see it anyway, man. You can see it that he should remain here and take part in what we have cooking. But I mean, it's a mute point now. We got the picks now for us. Honestly, now the best thing is just kind of move forward, look forward towards the future, and really ramp up this rebuild and get things in line for this season and next season. This season's probably going to look better. It's probably going to look better than when I originally projected. Now we're going to be able to be even more aggressive in the draft, more aggressive in free agency. So, I had us maybe getting, 4 or 5 wins, and now it could be more than that for sure. We might fuck around and do something potential this season. Who knows? Again, this should not be an expectation for Clint Kubiak. Give Clint Kubiak the room to go ahead and operate. If this is another 5-12 season, even if we ship Maxx, we cannot be calling for that dude's head. I cannot emphasize that enough. We cannot be asking to have Clint Kubiak fired if we have another 3-14, 5-12, 6-11 type season. This, for all intents and purposes, this thing could take time. It might not happen right away this year where we might, make a run on the playoffs. Just putting that out there. Got to go ahead and keep those expectations low. We got to go ahead and get the foundation set. Now we have even more of a foundation. Now we went even farther down in the dirt to go ahead, and we're going to have to really set that foundation. Now that Maxx is not here, completely gutted this bitch. Down. We fucking ripped up the foundation. No more foundation. New foundation. We're going to get the cement truck coming in next week. It's going to put out the cement. We're going to smooth that shit out, make it look nice, and build from there. Everything, guys. So, got to do this right. Got to give this man time to go ahead and cook. I'm always going to stress that. This whole off season, you're going to hear that from me, guys. For sure. 100%. Big lessons. I'm going to get them actually when they go on sale. I have mine, dog. I have mine. I'll sell it to you. I'm just kidding. I won't sell it to you. I'll keep that as a memory for sure. Let's see here. Darren says, I'm more pissed at Maxx than the Raiders. There you go. Big List says, tell me when Jay so I can pour up I can pour up for the removal. Okay. Yeah. We'll do a little toast. We'll do a little toast. Hey man, I'm ready to go ahead, and I had to take a shot before the show because it was hard. It was hard, y'all. So, it is what it is. Darren says, but as a Raider, I'm excited now with what we can do now. Yeah, for sure, bro. 100%. Yeah, I agree, man. This is why I don't fall in love with players. It's all about the shield. There you go, man. Yeah. Anthony says we better not reach for a QB and arguably the worst QB draft class of all time. Trade back to the Jets. I don't agree with that, bro. I think that you have a guy like Fernando Mendoza that is obviously on par the best QB in this class, but not only that, he's a really great QB. Is going to be a really good fit for this 2BX system. Has a lot of upside, bro. Has a lot of upside. And I'm not talking about what he was able to do in, the college football playoffs. I'm talking before that. I'm talking about what he was able to do during the season. I'm talking about what he was able to do at Cal, everything that's ramped them up, bro. I think you have the opportunity to go ahead and get your franchise quarterback. You take it, bro. There's no hesitation. You don't think about it. I think that Jamarcus Russell trauma plagues a lot of Raider Nation. We got to get over that. We got to go ahead and take the flyer. You know, this is a thing, and this is what we keep saying. Shout out to my guy AR. We got to go ahead and take the swings, bro. And if we, hey, guess what? If we strike out in year 3, so be it. It is what it is. But guess what? We have an extra pick next year. Next year, you can go ahead and pick up a quarterback next year as well. It is entirely up to this franchise. We should be drafting a quarterback every other year until we get our guy. That's just how it is, Just because we don't get one, let's say for example, we do what you say, we wait, we get a guy next year, and that guy doesn't work out. Then what? And Fernando balls out. Let's say the opposite happens. Let's say we get Fernando, it doesn't work out. Somebody picks somewhere in the top 5, and they have their guy ball out, and that's their franchise. Could happen. This is the game of the unknowns until you actually get on the field and play the fucking game. All we can do is educated guesses, and the smart move, what the measure, the everything that tells you out there, his gameplay, his measurables, how he's able to go ahead and execute at a high level, tells you this is a guy that you need to go ahead and draft now if you're able to, right? I'm gonna just say this: if they trade back, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be upset about it. Everything that we've done up until this point is looked like it's been working out, right? Went ahead and shipped Maxx, got 2 firsts out of it. Now we have options at number 14 later in the first round, and then we have a first round pick for next year as well that we can go ahead and potentially do stuff with. So again, either or, bro. But if you have the ability to get your quarterback now, get your quarterback. You're not settling. You're getting the guy that is going to fit your system the best, because we don't know what's going to happen. We talked about, everybody was saying, wait until this year. Drew R.L.R. is going to be the guy. Look at what happened to Drew R.L.R. This guy's probably going to go in the 5th round, maybe 4th. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets picked up somewhere in the 6th. Not surprised. So just putting it out there, bro. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, though. So I wouldn't be mad at that either. So let's see. Big Les says we're definitely getting Mendoza. Yeah. He says, plus more on top of that. Yeah, that's a Jeff type of move, dog. I'm not with that. For me, it's always been we're getting a quarterback, and mind you, I haven't tapped into my boy Jeff. Shout out to my guy Jeff. But we had a conversation. He says if this Maxx Crosby deal were to happen, he's gonna get off that Mendoza talk. I said bullshit because I know him. I don't believe that. But he said that he was going to go ahead and be okay with us for drafting Fernando Mendoza now. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to hold him up to it. I'm going to remind him of that. I should screenshot what he said. So that way I have proof. If he goes later on and try to delete it, I got the proof that he said it. But yeah, man, you just got to go ahead and got to take a swing, bro. There is no perfect quarterback out there. There is none. As much as we can try to get to that, but it's just not. Let's see. Big Les says Maxx is gone, and that's really all to say about. Yeah, he is. Exactly. Darren says use AOC and get a backup. That's a option that could potentially happen. Will they? And that's the other question that's out there. If they draft Fernando, should they start him right away? We heard what Spike said. We heard what Brady. We know what Brady thinks. We heard Kubiak. Hey, this guy. If you have the talent, you can get it done no matter what. So that to me is like, if he feels that he's ready to go ahead and take the helm, he's going to take the helm, and that's it. My thing is this: I wouldn't invest too much on a bridge, on a backup. To be either QB2, QB3 to AOC. If you have a bridge that comes in, starts 8 games, whatever, and then you bring in Fernando, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Even if you bring in a bridge and you have him play the whole season, you're still having him for 1 year. You didn't go out and spend $20 million for a guy that you're gonna have one season. It's a little bit counterproductive. You gonna again, for me, this is my opinion. I feel that we need as much of that salary cap as possible to get our team right, to set that foundation. If we go out and spend a lot of money on a bridge for a 1 year deal, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Especially if the plan is we're going to wait and see how Fernando does. If we feel that he can go ahead and do it, we're going to put him out there. Yada yada. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Spending money that really you should go ahead and keep. I know that we might not get 100% of all of our positions like filled with top tier talent or high quality talent, but we should try. That should be the goal, and I know that's their goal. But try to limit that as much as possible this year. Now that we have extra salary cap and draft capital as possible. Excuse me. So we'll see. Mike says our two main no miss targets are Tyler Lindenbaum and Devin Lloyd linebacker. Facts plus tax, my guy. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up, my guy. Salute. Darren says AOC is not great, but either are we. He is a warm body that we are already paying for. Yeah, he's on the final day of rookie year. I wouldn't be mad at that, bro. And he's just serving a purpose. So we'll see. I'm not a whole thing about spending a whole lot of money for a QB. We're gonna have to get another guy. That's for sure. But I wouldn't spend too much on it. So we'll see what happens. Kyler Murray could be a guy coming on the cheap. Get in on the vet minimum. He's gonna get released from the Cardinals. Food for thought out there. Bring him in for $1 or $2 million. Not. You have your bridge. You have what it is. He can go ahead and kind of reset. Get a feel for maybe raise up his value being under the Kubiak system. We can go ahead and run a full year with Kyler Murray if you want to go ahead and do that, and give Fernando a full year to sit or half his whatever they want to do. So there's some options there. Got to kind of keep a lookout for. He is going to be on the cheap. Mike says, "Come on, 2-1 in the morning." We'll see, dog. We'll see. I reached out to somebody to see if they're the one to go ahead and hop on. So yeah, I don't know. May or may not, bro. But he says, I think we should have had a 4th or 5th round. None of those 2 picks. So what do you mean? Like, are you saying like we should have another pick on top of the first? I mean, 2 firsts is pretty good, bro. I don't know. Let's see here. IE Mike says, Lemon at 14 would be awesome. Yeah. There you go. The shout to Slogan in the building. What is good, my guy? He says, "Is my Raider tattoo glows today?" There you go, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute. Shout out to Rick in the building. What is good, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. Rick says Maxx still needs to pass a physical for this to go through. Yeah. So barring anything happens from here to Monday, hopefully he doesn't slip on a banana peel. This is going to be a done deal. So we'll see. Oh no. I got the great and powerful Joel Morley in the building. He's going to go ahead and let me have it. Oh, shout out to my guy Joe. He's like, wow. Hey, shout out to Joe. Make sure you guys go ahead and pull up to my guy Joe. He has a show with our guy Simone Raider the Oos. Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. Pacific time, I believe, on the West Coast. So make sure you guys at Fire Show. appreciate you guys. I thank you for pulling up, my guy. Salute to you. It is crazy. Maxx is officially gone, no longer a Raider. Some of us were hoping that maybe it doesn't get done. Maybe cooler heads prevail, or maybe we just don't find a trade partner, because it was getting crazy at one point. But all of a sudden, I don't know where Baltimore comes through and nabs steals Maxx Crosby in the dead of the night like a fucking gangster away from us. So hey, it's all good, man. Again, hey, wish Max the best. I think part of me would want to hold animosity. Part of me kind of does a little bit, but I know that it is what it is. And so we just have to go ahead and kind of look forward, move on, and it is. And I don't hold my breath to see if he's going to come back. I'm over that. It's just like, look, go do your thing. Go do your thing in Baltimore. We're going to do our thing. And if something happens down the line, we get together again, great. If it doesn't, cool. We still have those memories when you were here. So now I gotta go do a new damn intro. Son of a bitch. It's all good. The outro is gonna be the shield. So there you go. Darren says no draft Mendoza because AOC don't send tons of money on the bridge. F that, get a cheap backup QB. No draft Mendoza. So don't draft Mendoza. Is that what you're saying? Sorry, bro. I'm not a little confused. D Money says, shout out to D Money in the building. He says, does Maxx trade change the draft strategy? What would you consider drafting? Defensive players, take a shot with Drew Allar. I would not take a shot with Drew Allar, to be honest with you. We should get Fernando Mendoza at number 1. That's for damn sure. At 14, you have options now. You can go ahead and get a wide receiver. The system put out, if you missed it, rewind it back a little bit. Actually, I still have it up. I'll show you guys real quick. So I did. This is the wrong one. Hang on one second, guys. There you go. All right. System did. I didn't do it. I didn't do this mock. It was an auto-generated mock. But system they already updated Pro Football Network. They had Fernando Mendoza at 1, and they had us drafting Mekhi Lemon at 14. You can go that route. That's an option. We do need a wide receiver. We do need a wide receiver 1. You can go offensive tackle. Spencer Fano is going to be available. To some extent, maybe you'll be able to go ahead and get the Oos Maguire. I'm probably fucking that up. I'm sorry to all the Ooses in the building. You can get Francis out of Miami. You have Caden Proctor now that's going to be in that wheelhouse as well. They can potentially go after. Jennings Dunker might be a guy that can potentially go up into the late first round. Probably going to be between that late first round, high second, somewhere in that fold. You can go defensive player at 14. We're not too far down where we can go ahead and potentially get some guys. I talked about going out and getting Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is a phenomenal player. We would be blessed if we were able to go ahead and get that dude. That dude is now part of that wheelhouse that we can go ahead and get. Go if you guys have the ability, go check out Sonny Styles Combine. Go ahead and check out Sonny Styles tape. Crazy shit. His brother's fucking good too, mind you. Even Bane could become potentially available. Bane, if you guys missed it, and if you guys didn't tap in earlier this week, Ruben Bane got measured, has short arms. His draft stock is potentially looking at him not only falling out of the top 5, potentially maybe even getting down out of the top 10. So that might open up. That might present a situation where we might possibly be able to go ahead and acquire Bane if we want to go ahead and potentially replace that position with Ruben Bane. You have that guy. So there's some options that we can go ahead and go there. So It just depends what this regime wants to go ahead and do. To be honest with you guys, the wide receiver class in this draft is not very good. It's a little bit mid. You have maybe 4 or 5 guys that are going to be up there. Everybody else is kind of lower of the trough. You really have to kind of really dive in and do your homework on certain guys to see those little diamonds are rough. But if you want to go ahead and get a guy that's really going to be that true number one wide receiver, you're probably going to have to get him in that first round to go ahead and really, really make a splash. Casey Concepcion is another guy outside of Mekhi Lemon. They can also pursue so there's some options there. It just depends what you want to go ahead and do. So either way, honestly, at 14, whatever we do, and that is an extra pick, I am not mad at whatever route we go. Spytek, and I'm gonna put it out there, Spytek could potentially trade back that a few spots, get an extra second, or maybe an extra third, or both, and trading back a couple spots if a team is needy enough. You never know. The phone might ring, and I'm pretty sure it will ring. So, just throw it. If you don't like it, get the right back. Get the right back. So, but you guys let me know what would you like the Raiders to do at 14? If you guys got to put your GM hat, who would you guys go ahead and get? Let me know down in the chat. Again, if you guys are watching the replay, you guys let me know down in the comment section, who would you guys want to get at 14 now that we got the extra first round pick in this year's 2026 NFL draft? Who would you guys want to go ahead and get at number 14? Go ahead and put it down in the comment section down below if you guys are watching the replay. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me on this Friday night. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Let's see here. Big Luck says Seth Walder from ESPN gave Ravens a C and Raiders an A grade for the trade. Wow. Why? I wonder why they gave him a C. I'm curious about the C part. You would think that would be higher. You'd think like maybe a B, right? But the C, wow, that's kind of low, bro. I mean, we fucking went out of the trade, you know. I mean, but you know, again, if a team is needy enough, you'll come a call. I'll feel you on the animosity. It's a New Mexican, bro. It's a Mexican period, dog. Like, I don't know. I can be salty as fuck as time. So, you know, that's just my toxicity, dog. So it's all good. Let's see. Okay. Oh my guys. I had him about their show. All right. D-Man says, pretending you're on the clock. Who are you taking at 14? You're Spytek. Honestly, dog. Shit. That's a really good question. So, to be honest with you, I'm not going to go, if it's up to me, I'm not going to go defense at 14. I'm going to go offense. I'm taking Lemon or Concepcion at 14. That's really who I see us getting. If I'm running it, that's who I would get. And the reason being for this situation, because we're most likely going to get Tyler Linderbaum in a few days, right? Obviously, things that happen. It might not happen. That deal might not get done. You might go after McGovern as a backup to that situation. That's your backup plan, right? You might potentially upgrade that right tackle position in Brandon Smith. He's not too expensive. He's kind of on the lower end. He's about 15 mil, give or take. Hang on one second. I'm trying to pull it up. Brandon Smith is about 13 and a half. That's the market value. It could be close to that 15 mark. So I think the offensive line, we we can't go too young. We got to mix in a little bit of veterans in there, to make it solid, right? With that being said, and we don't need a whole lot of linemen. We don't, and we're going to go ahead and draft a lineman in this draft, but you just don't have to get out one. Like, you don't have to get in the first round. Just say wait a little bit. And so, if we're able to go ahead and take care and upgrade two positions heavy in this free agency with some really, really solid talent, and we're having here for a few years or a couple of years, we have options then to go ahead and get a guy, get our true wide receiver one. So I would draft, but now with saying that, let's say I get Lemon. Now I have the ability of getting Jacob Rodriguez at 36. And it's not a reach. It is not a reach. Because that's what he's going to be projected at. He's going to go that high up. So that's my take. Now, you can disagree with me. There's people probably going to say you should go try to get, a defensive guy at 14. But, I mean, if you really kind of think about it, we're probably going to address this offensive line through the free agency. We drafted some guys last draft in Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant in the 3rd round that show some good promise. We just need to go ahead and see what more they have, but we know what Caleb Rogers can do. We have more of a sense of that. We have at least a little bit of sense what Charles Grant can do. There's some promise there, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're going to have some real good competition during OTAs, during mini camps, during training camp. When that all starts to come around, we're going to have some battles there. That's going to be very exciting to see who gets starting jobs, right? But we have some potential there. We're still going to draft a guy, but we can wait until the 4th round to go ahead and pick up an offensive lineman. You use rounds 2 and 3 to go ahead and get defensive guys. This is really where the cream of the crop is going to go in those rounds 2 and 3 and up to 4. So putting it out there. But you said they give they said they give too much. Part of the fleece, my guy. Part of the fleece. You gotta play. You gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play. You want to go ahead and win a championship? Gotta pay the fucking cost. So the cost was 2 firsts. They actually got a discount because, as you guys know, the rate was 2 firsts and an impact player. I mean, because Spytech was claiming they didn't want to trade Maxx, yada yada. They were setting the leverage, they were setting the tone, they were setting the market. That was the going rate there. Trust me, they held firm, but they kind of knew at some point that this is probably the most that they're going to go ahead and get. So they pulled the trigger, and it is what it is, and here we are now. Shout out to Manuel in the building. What is good, my guy? Happy and sad day, but we keep it moving 100%. Facts, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up on this Friday night. All right. I know we've been talking about Maxx, but there's some more shit. There's some more shit that has happened as well. We're going to go ahead and keep it pushing, guys. Again, I'm doing a full show tonight. I didn't plan to do this. This is literally straight off the cuff. This is why I say, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that noti. When news goes down, I go on. Don't want to be left out in the dark. Hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell on your boy. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Got almost 40 in the room. Salute to y'all. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so we got some other news, obviously, that happened as well. Give me a second. I'm trying to change my stuff around here. All right. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. And again, I didn't set up individual banners, but we're just going to go through the transactions, through the roster moves that has happened this week. Let me change that. This is going to be better roster move. There we go. Raider roster moves. All right. So Raiders have officially released Alex Kappa, the guard from the Raiders. Alex Kappa is no longer going to be a Las Vegas Raider per Adam Schefter earlier today. This went down. Let me see. Let me kind of look at his deal. See if there's anything that kind of freed up into that. I think it wasn't going to be a whole lot that we're going to free up for Kappa, but it's still going to be something. I think it's going to be. Hang on one second, y'all. Can I get this pulled up? Come on. Contract details. All right. Let's see. They had 2 years. Okay, so okay. So by releasing Alex Kappa, we are clearing $5 million of cap for the season coming up. Here we go. I'm trying to get the particulars here. Yeah, so we free up about 5 mil around there. That is what Spot Trek is giving me. So we free up another 5 mil there on moving on from a guy like Alex Kappa. And other news as well. We're gonna get into the meat and potatoes in just a second. Let's see here. Raiders also retain. They actually retained a couple players. They retained Charles Snowden. He's going to go ahead and stay on with the team. Kind of give you a little bit of a foreshadowing on what events to come. Literally, this happened yesterday. Again, per Mike Garofalo being put out there. Shout out to my guy Raiders Resistance. If you don't follow Raiders Resistance, make sure you guys head on over to Instagram, to X as well. Make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow. My guy coming out with the breaking news and fire content as well. But he putting out there that Charles Snowden is going to be remaining with the Raiders. Also, to add to that note, DB Kristen McCullum is also going to be staying on with the Raiders. He will be with us this year coming up. Also, backup center Will Putnam is also going to be staying on with the Raiders, providing a little bit of extra depth from there. That is a total depth move as well by the Raiders. They are keeping Will Putnam on as center, right? But let me go ahead and I'll pull this up real quick. Hang on one second now. All right. Okay, here we go. Raiders officially move on and release Eugene Smith earlier today from the Las Vegas Raiders. He is no longer a Raider, y'all. Hold on. Let me put some some sound effects here. Geno Smith no longer a Raider. He is officially gone from the team. We went ahead and released him. We kind of saw this. We saw the writing on the wall. We kind of saw this as most likely a thing that was going to go ahead and happen. Obviously, we know how we feel about Geno Smith. We are not fans of Geno Smith. I know that we had talked about it the other day on possibly keeping Geno, but we didn't know 100% on what Kubiak's thought process is in regards to Geno Smith, whether they want to go ahead and flat out release him or keep him as a potential bridge. With already us having to go ahead and allocate $18 million to his contract for that bad deal it's not a bad deal. I'll take that back. For that deal we made last year in trading Geno Smith, because without that trade, and this is why I retract the bad deal part, because without him, we weren't able to get the number 1 pick. So, hey, thank you for your service, Geno Smith. I hope the door doesn't out. So, but with that being said, we do save a little bit of money. We do save $8 million with that. So now we're looking at 38. Brings up 43 million. That we go ahead and now, with Maxx being gone, and additional cap space, right? To the 80, was it 85? You're looking at about 128, close to 130, probably maybe 130 mark. So now we got some money. Now we can do a lot of good stuff. We can go ahead and make a lot of big deals. So, all these moves that you guys are seeing, we're starting to do things the right way. Obviously, we know that, yes, Spytech helped to facilitate this trade because he's the GM. Was he all in on it? Don't know. Probably not 100% in on it. But we now, with everything, the performance that happened, the way he treated the fan base, just his plain attitude, and for him, the lack of accountability on his part, his services are no longer required by this team. So you guys, let me know how you guys feel in the chat down below. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me on this Friday night special edition of Raiders Unfiltered. Maxx is officially out. He is no longer a Las Vegas Raider. He is now slated and earmarked to go to Baltimore and become a Raven starting next week. So, again, best wishes to Maxx. It's all good, but we are now officially moved on from Maxx Crosby, officially moved on from Geno Smith, officially moved on from Alex Kappa. So, clean slate, y'all. Clean slate. You guys, let me know how you guys feel about these transactions that happened, these roster moves that happened over the last 48 to 72 hours. You guys, let me know how you guys feeling. Appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me. Let's see here. All right. Mandela says, imagine the Raiders not take the first round pick. That would be wild. Yep. That's what I'm saying, bro. Gotta get Mendoza now. Gotta get Mendoza. No more fucking around. Gotta get Mendoza. Gotta start from there. That you start from there. You go from there. And you build from there. Okay. If it doesn't work out, 3 years, 4 years, this is why you keep on drafting a quarterback until you figure that part out. Big Les says, peace out, Geno and Kappa. Facts, bro. Facts. Bye, Felicia. I don't have the Felicia sound, but for sure. Peace out, my guy. All right. Let's see here. Darren says, hell yeah, we can use that extra 13. Yeah. Greg says, not worried about the Maxx trade. I even said it last year, trade him for 2 first-round picks before the value goes down. Oh, yeah, since Khalil Mack leave other Raider. Oh, yeah, since Khalil Mack left other Raider players. Okay. Not even won a Super Bowl ring. I get you, bro. And I said that too. I said that, a month ago. If you're gonna move on from Maxx, the time is now. You're probably gonna get the most value for him now as opposed to next year. Just don't know what can happen next year. He can get injured, and that could go ahead and dip his value down. This is just a crazy sport. There's a lot of unknowns. You just don't know what could happen tomorrow. So, bar everything working out over the weekend, Maxx will be a Baltimore Raven on Monday. come Monday. So yeah. See, yeah, G9 Kappa 5, let's see here. So yeah, you got Gina, and then you got another 30 from Maxx. So that puts you at 43 because they'll take on that contract. Manuel says had an itch in my This says I had an itch in my Christmas. I blame Gino, but it was crappa. Oh man, that's crazy work. Shout out to my guy D Money in the building. Um, what's my selection at 114 and 36? One I'm getting Fernando. 14, I'm getting Makai Lemon. 36, I'm getting Jacob Rodriguez. Those are my guys. Yeah, you get a powerful linebacker at 14. You get a nose tackle, but I think there's some good nose tackles that you can wait a little bit. You can wait an extra round and get your guy in the third. So Yimana says thank you, Gino, for the first round pick. Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to my guy L11 in the building. Raiders making great moves. Yes, sir. Hey, I might not like that Spytek moved Maxx, but hey, this dude is cooking, and I'm pretty sure he's telling Kubiak.
Want to cook?
Goddamn right, I want to cook. Shit. Shout out to Reggie in the building. Appreciate you with the $2 soup. He says, number 14 pick. Do we say or do we see how the draft goes? Again, bro, there's a lot of different options you can do. Don't be surprised if Spytek moves back a couple of places, a couple of spots, and picks up another second round pick, another third. It could be a third, or it could be a second and a third. Depends what desperate, needy team comes along and says, "Hey, I want your number 14 pick. This is what I'll give you." Could happen that way. This pick, we traded away Maxx. Now we can either use it to get a player or trade potentially back, get some more draft capital. So now you don't have to trade your number one pick. You don't have to trade back for your number one pick. You trade your number 14 pick, go back on that, get some more draft capital. 14 is still very, very good. Just so y'all know, it is still, you can still pick up a lot of impact players at 14. Food for thought, y'all. Food for thought. Don't be surprised. Greg says there are many defensive players that did perform well in the NFL Combine. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy John Leon in the building. He says, thank God I've been saying it for 2 years, and not everyone said he would ever be traded. Hey, bro, we never thought, first off, this motherfucker didn't want to be traded. He was saying that I want to be a Raider, I want to be here, I want to win here, yada, 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 right? Also, too, no GM probably had the balls to fucking make this move. 3, you had Mark saying this dude is not going to be traded. You have all those things that makes that hard. So now you had Mark Davis take a back seat on this team, doing right by this team, and letting the folks that know football, that know ball, and know business, and know how to run a team, come in and doing what needs to be done to make certain moves happen. The other part, hey, we fucked around. We didn't do good. We looked like shit. We looked awful. That wasn't intended up to a certain point, and we're able to get the number one pick. Now we have the leverage. Now we have cap space, because either way, say what you may. Spytek didn't pick up all these free agents last year. Not all of them. A lot of them were Pete's guys, your draft guys. I say probably 70% were Spytek guys. Maybe 30% were Pete's guys. right? But not all. We didn't see a lot of the rookies get played. That's why we had so much friction between the front office and the coaching staff because they were not on the same page. Because most of these guys were Spy Takes guys. So now we have Pete out of the building. We have Gino gone. Max is gone. We have all that drama gone. Now the guys, the real guys, can go to work and cook. So very exciting off season. Literally, free agency starts at 5 days, y'all. 5 days. And we'll get to see whether we're able to go ahead and really obtain Tyler Lindenbaum. Are we going to go ahead and get another? Are we going to replace the right tackle position completely and push up DJ Glaze or keep him at depth? You don't get rid of a guy like DJ Glaze. You keep him because he still has potential. But you may hold him back at depth, let him figure things out, let him work out his technique for the season, or push him up to guard. You have different things. Rick Dennison now has that responsibility to figure that part out, whether he can work with this kid at right tackle, or is it better suited for him to go up to guard? Those are the questions that we ask. We can go ahead, and if we don't get a right tackle position and free agency, we can potentially get one in the draft with a number 14 pick. So we have options. This is the best time to be a Raider fan, y'all. We've gone through so much shit over the last few seasons. Disappointment after disappointment, drama after drama, being in the spotlight, being ridiculed, all that. I could go on. Now we have the ability to really rectify and put things the way they really should be, and really have guys that know what the fuck they're doing in the building and making things happen. So I'm excited. I'm all for it. Greg says, I have a Seattle Seahawks fan who said they didn't trade players in the past and they won their Super Bowls before. I don't know. I mean, I don't really follow too much what other teams do. If it really doesn't correlate to us, I might look at certain dudes and see certain teams and see kind of what they do a little bit, but I'm not really so much dialed in. So maybe they do, maybe they didn't. I don't know as far as what the Seahawks did so much last year to go ahead and get their Super Bowl win this year. For sure that they did have to go ahead and invest in their offensive line. They got rid of Geno. That's probably step one right there, or step two. They got rid of Geno because Geno was always going to be that anchor that held it back. He was never going to take him that far. Could he have played better with Kubiak? Yes, but Kubiak didn't feel he was going to be good for the system. So it is what it is. Big Lex says, hell of a top 3 picks. There you go. Manuel says, if we didn't have Bowers, I would have liked to see Sadiq in a Raider uniform. There you go. Reggie says, if we don't trade back, Lemon from USC, love his fluidity in his routes, hand-eye coordination. Biggest thing is always atmosphere, but could dominate. That's my guy. I'm not mad. I'll be happy if they pick up Lemon. Am I like super on him? Like, I'm super about him? No, I'm not. I'm either or, because if they go back a few spots, you have Casey Concepcion that we can go ahead and potentially steal from the Chiefs. I forget what round Chiefs pick. Hang on 1 second. Chiefs pick. Chiefs have 29. My bad. Chiefs have 9 and they have 29. So I don't know. If they pick up a lineman at 9, we can go ahead and get KC if we trade back to like 20, 22, 23, anywhere before 29. So, there you go. You know, there's some options. And even if we don't get one of the 2 receivers, you have defensive. You have Sonny Styles. You have other guys that you can go ahead and go after as well. You know, you have Monroe Freeling out there, another tackle that could be around that range. Uh, you know, you have talked about Caden Proctor. You know, you have Messidor that's going to be in that wheelhouse. If you can go defensive, there's different options that you can do in that first round if you go back a few spots too. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Either you keep it, you use it for a player, or you trade back. Shout out to Bueno. He says, I don't understand the poll. How do you not understand it, dog? It's either you like it, you're like whatever about it, because you could either be like, I'm just over it. You know, I'm not happy or sad. I'm just like, I'm glad it's over. Or you just flat out hate it, bro. Whichever one you want to pick, then guy. 3 options. I was gonna do yes, I like it, or no, I hate it, but there might be some people that kind of admit about it. They're like, I'm just glad it's over. D-Money says, they said Lemon was high, so scared teams away, or is that fake news? I don't think he's that high. I think he's gonna be around that 10 to 18 range, anywhere in between those. So 14 is definitely a real possibility, though. I don't know. But I don't think he's that high. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's his projection. Yeah, the poll's still up. I keep it. I'm gonna keep it towards the whole thing. Let me give you guys a little update on the poll. So the vertical stream. So this stream, 61% are happy that Maxx Crosby was traded. 20% are indifferent. They're like, glad the drama's over. And 11% say, no, I hate it. Okay. The regular stream horizontal. 71% are glad. Yes, they're glad that Maxx Crosby got traded. Excuse me. 12% say, I'm not happy or sad. They're indifferent. Glad drama's over. 16% say they hate it. So 56 votes on the horizontal stream, and then the vertical 19 votes. So if you haven't done so, head on over, cast your vote, let your voice be heard on how you feel about Maxx Crosby now being traded from the Raiders. That became official about 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago now. Story broke by Adam Schefter. Deal done with the Ravens for 2 first-round picks, one this year, one next year. And Maxx Crosby will now be a Baltimore Raven. So let's see. I know I probably put it different on the horizontal, because then I thought about it, I'm like, but you know, I already did it, so I fucked up, bro. But the middle one is just like you're indifferent about it. It's either you're just glad the drama's over. That's it. Like, you can move on. You're just like whatever about it. But if you like it, you like it. You hate it, you hate it. You're just like whatever. You're whatever about it. Greg says, I would like another offensive line that Seahawks did for sure. They got Sundell, Lucas, Cross, and Zabel. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we gotta see. This is the thing. You gotta invest into your offensive line. When you don't invest in your offensive line, we get fucking shit like that. You know, when you think you can make things happen with a guy like Alex Kappa, no. And not moving on from guys like Dylan Parham. Not gonna work out, bro. Not gonna work out. But it says, how do you Maxx Crosby? How do I feel about Maxx Crosby trading? How do you trade? Sorry, oh my bad. How do you feel? I didn't hurry, dog. I'm like trying to do the live, and I'm trying to go ahead and put up a poll. My bad, dog. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? That's it. I just don't feel like I can't edit it. Like once I do it, it's there. So my bad. My bad to everybody watching the replay. Forgot to put the field part. Just trying to do it fast. So that's what happens when you rush it. Yeah. It says, Brenda says, I'm happy as fuck. Didn't think we could get the 2 first from. Yeah, bro. I mean, you know, I've been saying the real value for Maxx Crosby, like let's say they were just shopping him, like literally, hey, we're gonna trade Maxx Crosby. This is what this is what we want to do. And not saying like we're not gonna trade him. Wink, wink. It's probably gonna be a first and a second, to be honest with you. That's probably gonna be what the most you can get out of him. You're not gonna get that extra first round pick. I don't think barring the injuries, you know, the age, not so much the age, but just barring the injuries, the wear and tear, the impact the last couple of seasons, that that diminishes a little bit the stock. But you can get a first round pick, but can you get the second? I mean, can you get the extra one? Was always the question. So now and it's a smart play again by Spy Tech. Uh, dude, fucking cooking, bro.
Want to cook?
Put the mark. He set the market saying we're not going to trade Maxx, and put it like if you want Maxx, this is the rate: 2 first and a player, an impact player. Don't give me a Tyree Wilson, bro. Give me somebody of substance. Give me somebody who's going to help me help me at least crutch my defense, right? He put that out there. And was that going to happen? Probably not. That's a high taking. And Maxx is not on that level of Micah, but they were able to go ahead and get the second first out of it too, which is fucking insane. We're hearing, I saw something that was put out there earlier today that the Eagles were willing to go ahead and get ready to deal Jalen Carter and a first. Jalen Carter and a first. I was like, okay, let's fucking do it. Let's make that fucking deal happen. And I'm against trading away Maxx Crosby. I'm openly saying that. I've been saying that I'm openly against Maxx being traded. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Here we are. But if that was offered, let's make a fucking deal. You know, it's funny because I was talking to Jeff. He's like, "Give me the second too." You asking for too much, dog. You asking for too much. But 2 first. Hey, bro, we did it. We did it. It's a good one. It's a good one. Manoa says we can get Bosa. I don't know, bro. You might get 3 games out of that dude. I'm straight on that. I'd rather get somebody else. I'd rather go draft a guy, if that's the case, bro. Get a guy of substance. And there's some guys out there, to be honest with you guys. Hold on. Let me see if I saved some stuff. Hang on. See if I can find that. Okay. So I'm trying to go ahead and pull up what was out there. Some of the things that happened over the week. The Packers, Rashawn Gary is going to be available. He's leaving the Packers. That's another guy to go ahead and be on the lookout for. You have, if you're looking for another receiver, Curtis Samuel is going to be available as well. It depends how you feel about him, right? Corner Terrian Johnson is also going to be hitting the free agency market. That's going to be another guy to go ahead and kind of keep a lookout for. Hold on, let me go ahead and switch my thing up here. Yeah, where's my thing? Okay, here we go. Sorry. So that might be a guy to go ahead and kind of keep a lookout for. Obviously, uh, Trayman, Trayman Edmonds is getting released now from the Bears. So we knew that the Bears were they were not going to be a contender, right? We knew that probably like 2 days ago. So he's being released as well. Uh, Tremaine Edmonds, he's going to be available. So um, there's one more guy, Zaire Franklin, linebacker out of from the Colts. Um, he might potentially hit free agency as well. Um, I think they're looking to go ahead and trade. They're looking for a trade partner, but he might potentially hit free agency as well. If you want a temporary guy, Cam Jordan on the older side. Just depends how you feel about him. Could be a guy that you potentially go after. My bad. Where did I think? Okay, that you could potentially go after in free agency, right? So there's a lot of linebackers that are coming out as well in this free agent market. So there's a lot of guys to go ahead and kind of keep on the lookout for um, as well. So got some offense, you got some tackles that are also coming out as well. Uh, so exciting to see who can potentially we go after in free agency. Uh, let's see here. All right. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and take a few more questions from the comments from the chat. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up. If you guys haven't done so, hit that subscribe, hit that like on your boy on this channel. My guy Big Les says, "Yup, I could have wore my Maxx for sure around here and trouble because they gave up two first. Yup. Prop to Spy Tech not played into the Howie's game. Yes, sir. Greg says, what's your idea of getting another DT? We just drafted two DTs last draft. Plus, we did draft two O line last year. Well, you got, and this is the thing that I talked about on Wednesday at the Connection Show. There's a difference between drafting guy in like the 6th round and drafting guys like in the 2nd and 3rd round. There's levels to this shit. I think Pegues. Let me see. I think Tonka was the higher of the two. Uh, let's see what round. He was a 4th round pick. So a 4th round pick. He looks cool, but again, we don't have enough body of work to really go ahead and judge by because good old Pete didn't want to play him a whole lot, right? And this thing is about consistency. Also, too, this guy's on the lighter side. He's sub 300. You need a bigger guy, especially if you want to go ahead and play that 3-4 at nose. You want to go ahead and get a dude at least 300 and above. So he is on the lighter side. I would definitely probably get somebody a little bit bigger. Just putting that out there, right? On lineman, again, you might. I'm not saying you need to go ahead and get 2, 3 linemen. I just need one, to be honest. It just depends what these guys want to do. If they want to go ahead and flat out upgrade the right tackle position, put Glaze, either move Glaze up forward to guard or put him at depth. You draft a guy. It would make more sense if you went out and got a guy in free agency. You would probably draft a left tackle to be behind Colton Miller to prepare and get him ready to eventually take over down the line whenever Miller decides to go ahead and hang it up or we decide to go ahead and trade him or not renew him or whatever the case may be. So there's different ways. You still need to go ahead and draft. You can't not just draft. There's certain, like, you don't really have to go ahead and draft like another tight end at in the fourth round. You can wait until 27. You can wait until the seventh round to go ahead and get a tight end if you really need to. But you don't need to because that we already have Brock, we have Big Mike. Everything else is clearly for death, right? We actually had those two dudes go down over the season. It's fucking crazy. They were at different points, but they did go down. So um, you got to have depth. But I mean, I think we're at a point where either you can even go undrafted and pick up a tight end. So you don't have to waste draft capital. You can wait to see what comes along. There's different options you can go ahead and go, but I still think that in this offensive line, you still have to go ahead and invest in that. Nose tackle, we have to go ahead and go out and get a true nose for sure. Let's see here. He says that's the only thing I'm confused about last year's draft class since Pete Carroll did not utilize them early. Yeah, exactly. Big Les says, you talking about anything that happened? Just tweaked my hamstring, stopping abruptly and trying to avoid knocking over the TV. God damn, bro. Gotta be careful, my guy. Jeez. Hope you're okay, bro. Wrap that shit. Wrap it, bro. Wrap it. Reddick from Tampa Bay. Okay. I didn't know he was become available, dog. There you go. Ties to fucking, Spy still has ties in Tampa, dog. Let's see here. All right. Okay, let's see here. Big Les says, don't forget we have to toast to yeah. I got you. We're gonna wrap up in a little bit. I'll be on for a few more minutes, guys. So make sure you guys go ahead and get your questions, comments in. Hey, we can do toast early. Send those supers, dog. Gee, do early toast. We get a litty. Do a litty show, bro. Let's see. What's your favorite free agent pick for a wide receiver? Um, you know, I think Pierce, bro, but I heard Pierce the Patriots might go after Pierce. That might be a guy that they pursue. Raheem Shaheed looks like potentially can come over to the Raiders. Obviously, he's been following Kubiak where the fuck he goes. So I wouldn't be surprised if that guy got picked up. I know Stephon got released, but obviously older side injuries. I don't know. Mike Evans is going to be a free agent. He's on the older side though. 30. He's going to be 33 this year. Market value around 13, 14. I don't know if you spend the money on that type of dude. So barring him being older, Curtis Samuel, he's a little bit on the younger side. You could potentially bring him in, a guy that you could potentially go ahead and go after. I think with us having this extra first, I think you might go after a guy like Lemon that can be that impact wide receiver one for you. He has the makings for it. So I know my guy LV rated 10, my guy Nate would be jumping for joy, ecstatic, bro, and would be at the fucking Raider image, ready to buy his Makai Lemon jersey. Facts, bro. Facts. Shout out to my guy. I'll be rated 10. You already know, bro. He'll be like, bro, I'll be ready. I'll be at the store. I'll be ready to go ahead. Bet I'll get my Makai Lemon tomorrow, bro. I'll pre-order that shit. You already know, bro. You already know. Shout out to my guy Nate. Let's see. Oh, man, my eyes started crying, bro. I got something in my eye. Put a little buggy. All right. Shout out to my guy Roshak in the building. He says, yo, just saw the news. Good effort, riddance. Now I don't have to hear about this bullshit anymore. Shout out to my guy Roshak. Facts, my guy. Facts. I'm just glad that this shit's over with, dog. Just good luck to him and wherever he goes. Well, he's going to Baltimore, so good luck there. Hope he balls out with Minter, and they do the damn thing. Maybe next year they ball out. Yeah, maybe next year they ball out. So this year we can get a top seed, and next year you can have your year, dog. But you know, um, we got the extra first, so for this year too. So hey, it is what it is. We move on, bro. We move on. We don't have to. This is the thing that also we have to go ahead and kind of keep in mind. We don't have to fucking hear about Max being traded year after year, twice a year, three times a fucking year. Because honestly, if he would have stayed, this would not have had this Max trade rumor would not have gone away. It would not have that. It would probably would have died down for a while, but it would have resurfaced, later down towards training camp, during the season, right before trade deadline. We would have heard the same shit over and over about Max. This would not had this would not go away until the Raiders start actually winning, not winning games, but winning, going to the playoffs, being a contender. Then you'll have these Max out rumors. Majority goes away, not all of them, the majority. So I don't know. But at least we don't have to deal about that. We save $30 million. We get 2 extra first round picks. There you go. There you go. So now in Spy Check, we trust. Now in Spy Tech again. Hopefully he does this.
Want to cook?
Hopefully he cooks, gets that shit done, and we make this happen. So it is what it is, but I'm good for it, man. Let's see here. Yeah, see. Manuel says he's in between Wandell Robinson and Romeo Dobbs. Okay, there you go. Greg says Dylan Finman does sound good at the draft as well. Yeah, I saw him, bro. Yeah. He's interesting. Interesting there.
Interesting, man. That's fucking interesting.
Yes, I agree. Let's see here. D-Money says skip QB roll with AOC, drafted QB in 27. Bro, even if we have the extra, first off, we don't know how the Ravens are going to do this season coming up. They could fucking ball out for the way our luck is. And we can have a number 25, 27, 28 pick, right? And we can fuck around and have, get 6-7 wins, right? 6-7 wins probably gets us around 18. Hold on. Let me 6-7 wins. 7 wins will probably get us around that 15 mark again. 6 probably gets us around that 11, maybe 10 mark, around there. Because I have to kind of think about it. Because Chiefs, I think didn't Chiefs go 6-12 this year? 6-11, excuse me, this past year. I can't remember for the fucking life of me. Yeah, they went 6-11. 6-11. They got number 9. They have the number 9 pick, and then the number 28. From what I see here, so they have 2 picks. So that's what it gets them. So you're looking around that mark. 9, 10, 11, 12. It's just, obviously strength of schedule, all that takes into play. You're gambling a lot to hope that somebody of worthiness either falls around that kind of range, that out of the top 5, in between, 6 and 10. And then 2, you have to, you probably can take your 2, that first and another first to try to find a trade partner to potentially go back into the top 5, maybe number 1. That's if That's if somebody wants to deal with you. Like for example, now we know that Jets are going to be calling. Are we going to trade away that number one pick? Probably fucking not. But you're gonna have somebody come and calling. What's the probability? Is it more susceptible to get into number two, number three pick? It's a lot of gambles. You're gonna have to find that trade partner. So you're leaving a lot of stuff up to chance. We know now for sure we got the number one pick, the number 14 pick. You have a really high quality quarterback available that you can get at number one. You can get it. I don't know. Greg says we get Colton Miller replacement as well and trade him. I would probably draft him, bro. I'll draft him. Spencer, I think Spencer plays right. If I'm not mistaken. Hang on. Where's he at? Add my list up here. I think he plays. I think he plays right, bro. He plays. I think he plays right. Right. He's primarily right, bro. Primarily right. See, you I had to double check myself. Now you got me second guessing myself, man. But this is, what do you think about trading back from? Yeah, I'm for it, bro. I'm for it. Either we can get a player or we trade back, and we don't have to trade back a whole lot either. It might be 6, 7 spots. It might be 5 spots. I don't know. It depends what team is desperate enough that they want to go ahead and take that 14 pick, because we're going to pick somebody that they think we're going to pick, or they really want to prevent somebody else from taking another team from taking that pick, and they want to get that pick. So a lot of things could happen, man. So the phone's probably going to ring once we get close to 14. Phone's going to ring at 1 and 14. So let's see. Which comma are you talking about, dog? Hold on. Did I miss it? Rorschach? Oh, maybe I already read it. My bad. All right, let's see. Begla says, hear me at Concepcion over Lemon. Oh shit, okay. There you go. I'm like, if you get Concepcion, bro, I'm not mad at that either, dog. Yeah, you could get that dude if you trade back. That is definitely a possibility. So yeah, see, there you go. I can see a wide receiver at 14. Yeah. You go. Out. You can go wide receiver, you can go offensive line, you can go defense, you can get a linebacker, you can get Sonny Styles. You could potentially get Bain if he potentially falls that far down the drop. I don't know. I don't think he could. I don't think he will, but there might be potential. You can get Messidor. That might be a little bit more of a reach. I don't know if we want to go ahead and go that far to go ahead and get a guy like Messidor, right? But Sonny Styles, I think we need a linebacker first and foremost. He's a fucking phenomenal linebacker. And he will be right in that wheelhouse, bro. So I don't know. Greg says, being a USC fan, I can't be mad with Lemon or another wide receiver. There you go, bro. Facts. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. He says, don't worry, the Ravens ain't winning shit. I hope not, dog. I hope not. And it'll be funny because Max will go from one fucked up situation to another team that's struggling to go ahead and produce wins. So yeah, that would kind of suck. He says, He was at the movies with the wife and saw just celebrate. Oh, okay. How was that, bro? It was cool. Hey, watch that fucking movie. That's a fucking trippy movie, bro. Watch it if you can. It's on Peacock. I'm just leave it at that. Manuel says Max is always welcome back after he gets his ring and retire. Hey, bro, and this is the thing. A lot of dudes, want that. I want to be traded. I want to go win a ring, and it doesn't happen. Some dudes want to be, I'm gonna come back and retire with the team. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Remember DC? I didn't want to bring him up, but he didn't retire a Raider. He's retired, but didn't retire as a Raider. So, just saying, like, for me, I moved on, bro. I cut the ties, dog, and it's hard to get. And I have a little bit of resentment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't, but just gotta cut them ties, bro. It's like that bitter breakup. Just gotta fucking rip up the pictures, bro. Rip up the pictures, burn them, put the clothes out of the driveway, bro. Put them all. Put them out there. Be like, look, bitch, come and get your shit. It's out on the street. No fucks given. That's salty for you, dog. That's salty for you. But gotta move on, man. Gotta move on. So let's see. Okay, there you go. That's cool. Gotta check it out. Y'all getting crazy up in there. Let's see here. I haven't even had a chance to, bro, to be honest with you, but that for me, I'm gonna do that. So, but you guys, hey, if you guys want to follow Max, that's all good. Do it. I don't even hold against you, bro. It's all good. Y'all do what you guys feel. If you guys want to still rock with Max, cool. For me, the way that I am is just I just cut ties, dog. I'm just like, look, good luck to you, bro. Do your thing. Peace out. I'm gonna just keep it moving. That's just the type of dude that I am. So yeah. Brenda says, dude, if Sonny Styles there at 14, that's an auto pick. Dog. If Spy fucking takes a swing and decides Sonny Styles is gonna be the guy that I take the swing on, I'm gonna be like, goddamn right, bro. I'll be like, that dude just fucking, he's on a different level, dog. So yeah, I would not be mad at that at all. But again, appreciate you guys pulling up on this Friday night pull-up show. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe on this channel, on your boy. Appreciate everyone tapping in, rocking with me on this Friday night. Everybody on X, make sure you guys head on over to YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on your notifications, y'all. Keep saying it. Don't want to be left out in the dark. If news drops, I go on. Don't be left out in the dark. Hit that subscribe, hit that noti for your boy. If you really want to go ahead and support the show, become a member, become part of the JRB fam. I have my link pinned up top, and you guys could be part of that JRB fam. I'm planning to go ahead and do some more stuff, some more content stuff for the members. I'm probably going to redesign a little bit of the member stuff. So we'll just be on the lookout for some things happening along that front. But again, like my guys who were here earlier. Shout out to my guy Marcus Banks, who was here earlier. One of my members here at Just Raiders. If you want to be like him, make sure you guys hit that link that's pinned up top. Really does help to go ahead and kind of keep the lights on, and paying the streams and all that. It does help to go ahead along. Trust me. That YouTube money ain't much, bruh. So appreciate you guys pulling up. Let's see here. Um, yeah, I hope Jackson takes a year off. I'm thinking, yeah, dog. I'm pretty sure that already had started, bro. I think that already started like during like early in the week. I just haven't done it because I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna get moved until like maybe next week, if that. So let's see what happens. I mean, the price was high, so I don't know if anybody was willing to go ahead and take a flyer on it, bro. So. mm, Greg says we don't have to see Maxx until 2027 after 2 good off season. So he'll find out what he could be a part of. Yeah, dog. He 100%. Now it might be a little bit different because we got 2 extra fucking first round picks because of him. So it might be a little bit different. But yes, he's gonna definitely see what he could have been a part of, bro. I think the moves that are going to happen in free agency in the offensive line, um, that's going to be big, right? We may or may not get a backup for Genty in free agency. We might draft a guy. You know, we don't need the backup to do a whole lot besides carry to be that extra dynamic. So there has to be talent there, of course, but it doesn't have to be all that extra. So we don't have to waste a high round pick or even a mid round pick for a running back having Asher Genty already in the building. So we just need that extra guy to come in and be able to get that 1-2 punch for Genty. If we're able to go ahead and get a real true wide receiver one, that's going to be phenomenal. Obviously, the majority of the work is going to be done on the defensive side of the ball, where we're going to get a lot. We're going to have to go ahead and replace a lot of guys. Now we have to go ahead and figure out what we're going to do at defensive end, right? Who we're going to go ahead and plug in, because we know Tyree ain't going to be it. Even if he has a better season, still not it. He's not nowhere near even the fucking realm, universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to Maxx Crosby. So there has to be a solution somewhere in that defensive line, either at nose or on the edges. We're going to bring in a phenomenal fucking linebacker to come in and really bolster, whether it's in free agency or you're going to go ahead and draft a guy. I think you should do both. Spend money in that linebacker room, because linebacker is going to be your core unit alongside that defensive line. The corners, there could be some room of improvement. Obviously, I would retain guys like Eric Stokes. I feel that's a guy that you need to go ahead and bring back for sure this offseason. He played really solid. I would like to go ahead and see him here another year. We have Darian Porter still here as well. A spot that we have to go ahead and upgrade again. Nickel. We have to upgrade that spot. There's some guys in this draft coming out that play nickel that have some talent that we can go ahead and go after as well. So we're keeping Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomar are still here. If you can go ahead and bring in another either corner or safety to go ahead and play that nickel position. Doesn't have to always be relied on Jeremy Chin. So there's different ways on what they can go ahead and do in that route, right? But that is a position that we definitely need to go ahead and definitely address that nickel position, 100%. So, but we'll see what happens with this defense now. With it's funny because we all thought maybe, hey, having Robbie here at DC could be potentially enough to make him stay. I mean, Robbie's talented in his own part, so I'm glad he got the nod. But we thought that, we thought Kubiak, bringing a guy like Kubiak who's talented, could be enough. Apparently, it wasn't. He just, if he really truly felt didn't want to be part of that rebuild, this is the result of that. So again, it is what it is. Again, good luck to you in your future endeavors. We'll see you down the road, as the saying goes. So, yeah, Manel says Tyree and AOC looks to go, dog. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you this: Tyree's not gonna go anywhere. AOC is not gonna go anywhere. They're in the final deal of their rookie deals. There's not. It just doesn't make sense to like because we know AOC is not a start level, but he's a serviceable backup, and you're getting him on the cheap. You're not spending a whole lot, so keeping AOC makes sense. Keeping a guy like Tyree, you have him there. Now you're thinner at edge. Charles, it's him and Charles Snowden. Maybe like another guy that's there. I have to look at the roster, but primarily those two guys. So you want to keep a guy like Tyree for death. So to really make an impact, you have to either draft or bring in a guy from free agency to go ahead and be the next guy, not on the Maxx Crosby, but to be just an impact player on that line. So obviously Trey is out there. Trey has a market value of 25. If you want to spend that much money, it's a lot of money. I forgot who said it earlier. Hassan Reddick's out there. Hassan Reddick, older side, but he's on the cheaper side. It's about $5 million. So you got guys like Bosa as well. Older side, going to be 31 this year. Market value about just under 14. So you can bring back Malcolm Koonce if you wanted to. See what he can do next year. I would keep him if he's on a cheap deal. Maybe you bring this guy back. His market value is just at 10. I would probably not pay more than 10. Probably pay 8, 7, around that mark, right? So there's a couple of different ways that you can go ahead and go about it. Let me see here. Odafe from the Chargers also being out there. He's 27. He's about $20 million. If you kind of go down the line a little bit, outside of Malcolm Koonce, Joseph Osai from the Bengals, 25. The guy at market value is about 10. Chason is also going to be hitting free agency, y'all. Bringing back Chason. If the Patriots don't re-sign him, he's still on the cheap. He's $9 million. We can either go for Koonce or for Chason. We know what Chason could do. Played already with Robbie. Robbie's literally the guy that helped him bring back his career. So just some food for thought. If we're looking for another edge, just some names to go ahead and just throw around out there as well. Clowney is going to be out there again on a cheap deal. Older guy though, so if we're going to stick to that youth movement, Clowney might not be a guy that we potentially go after. Let's see here. See, he says noon at 11. I don't know. Danico Autry, but he's on the older side. Michael Clemens is from the Jets. He's on the cheap side. 20 years old. Looks like I think he's gonna be 29. We have let's see here. Everything starts kind of going down from there, but probably within that range. Like I've said, if the Patriots don't resign Chason, that might be a guy that we could potentially bring back. So Jalen Phillips is also going to be hitting free agency. He's on the young side, going to be 27 this year. Market value about 17 and a half, a little bit more. So we'll see. Or draft a guy. Shout out to my guy Chewy in the building. What is good, my guy? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Koonce. Yeah. I wouldn't do Koonce more than 10, bro. You probably want to offer him something cheap. 8. 9, 7, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. I wouldn't pay him more than 10. He didn't play at $10 million level. No. We gave him 12 last year to show us what he can do. Just if we're thin, because we're thin now with Maxx gone, I would probably I'll probably hold. I don't know, man. Honestly, you're banking a lot on hoping Coons works out and balls out this season. That's another potential $10 million gamble that you're trying to go ahead and double down on. I don't know, man. I'll probably bring somebody new. I would lean to somebody new, or either bring back Chase on. I'm good with Chase on. Bring back Chase. So bring back Chase on. Keep him here for 3 years. That would make sense. You're not spending a whole lot on him. That to me, a guy that's worth that kind of money. So. $7.89 million. Yeah, dog, for sure. I got you in the building. What is the deal, my guy? I appreciate you pulling up. Salute. Interested to see who wear 98 next year. Yeah, that's if somebody wears 98. You never know. They might not. They might not put 98 on there, but hey, whatever. That number's available. Use it. 9 is the max. Yeah, 9 is the max, bro, for sure. I would keep it on there. But yeah, different ways that we can go ahead and go in this off season, y'all. Again, if you guys just pulling up, if you guys have literally shut off from the outside world for the last 12 hours, again, breaking news: Maxx Crosby has been traded to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks, one for 2026, the number 14 pick, and the first-round pick for 2027 next year. So Maxx, sorry, my mic cut out. So Maxx Crosby is no longer Raider starting Monday. If the physicals check out, everything checks out, he's gone. He's gone. Deal is done. So there you have it. But again, appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me. Pull up show. Literally spur of the moment. Wife is probably pissed at me because I've been out for 2.5 fucking hours. I didn't plan this at all. I was planning to go ahead and have a nice quiet evening with the wife and kids. But hey, this is what happens. News goes on. News drops. I go on. It is what it is. Again, don't be left out in the dark. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification. Hit that noti. That way you get all the alerts when I drop stuff, drop shorts as well, because I drop shorts from time to time. So all fun stuff from the show. I'll probably start doing some videos as well. Put a little bit more of that video content, something not cut from the show, just certain takes. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. I might revamp some of the member stuff. So again, if you're not a member, you really want to go ahead and support the show, hit that link that's pinned up top. I have them pinned on both streams, vertical and horizontal. Hit that link, become part of the JRB fam. It does help to go ahead and keep the lights on here at Just Raiders. So appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me. I got to do the damn intro now again as well. So it sucks. Yes, sir. Removable time. So if you guys are tapping in, I said it early at the beginning of the show, we're going to do kind of retirement removal from that guy back there, 9'8". He's hung up on the wall. I have something that can definitely go ahead and replace. I need to get a frame for it that I can go ahead and put in that spot. So it won't be vacant. There won't be nothing there. There'll be something there eventually. I got a lot of stuff. Obviously, my back hole certificate that's right behind me. Could put that up there. I got some other stuff that I could put up there as well. So we'll get a frame for that. Or I could put the Raider Nation up there. My little Raider Nation thing that can go up there. We're gonna figure it out. So but we're gonna do a toast. We're gonna do a toast. Big Luck's gonna do it with me. Yeah, see, I know it hurts, but we have to do it. Facts, my guy. We have to do it. So if y'all don't drink, it's okay. Whatever you have in your hand, soda, juice, water, whatever. It's all good. If you guys want to partake in the toast as well, we're gonna do it as well. So I have to go ahead and run real quick to go ahead and get it because I didn't plan to do this. We just kind of came up with it spur of the moment. Spur of the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that poured real quick. So give me 1 second, y'all. Hang on. I'll put a little music. Hold on, let me put the banner up real quick. All right. Be right back, y'all. All right. I just didn't want to leave and just be like dead air and stuff. So we put the background, put that little thing up. Here we go. So, well, first we're gonna go ahead and do the toast. I guess we'll do the toast first, and then we'll go ahead and do removal. But hey, it is what it is. So, to Maxx Crosby, we bid you a farewell. Thank you for the good times. We'll have the memories, but we'll see you down the road, my friend. So, hey, here's to you. Always a Raider. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Salute. Okay, got my Raider shot glass. Salute y'all. Salute nation. Hey, got 2 first-round picks. We did it. Got that JMO. JMO. Got the JMO Raider. All right. Here we go. All right. Mr. 98. That's it. Bon voyage, Mr. Maxx Crosby. Down. Now you get to see that that nasty wire up there. Hey, it's all good. I don't have anything. Oh, actually, you know what? Here, let's do it. We'll replace it with this for right now. Oh man, it covers up my name. Okay, well, you know what? Never mind. Sorry, y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. We'll get that figured out later. All right. Okay. It is what it is. Salute to y'all. Y'all did the shot. Y'all just drank whatever you have in hand. It's all good, man. It's all good, y'all. Let me see. Do I have some media here? All right, here we go. I'll send him off of this way.
He walks the plank. The plank!
Walk the plank. Maxx Crosby, you are no longer a Raider. But once a Raider, always a Raider. But come Monday, you're a Baltimore Raven. So good luck to you, man. We'll see you around. We'll see you around. We'll see you down the road. So, but hey, that's it for me. That's my time for tonight. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up, rocking with me this Friday night. If you guys haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe on your boy on this channel. Does go a long way to go ahead and keep the lights on here at Just Raiders. Appreciate you guys. Again, now I got to go ahead and do a new. I got to go ahead and revamp my intro. So hey, it's all good. But we'll get that figured out. But other than that, y'all, appreciate you guys. I will see you guys on Monday, or maybe I'll see you guys this weekend, barring another news drop over the weekend. Y'all never know. So again, make sure you guys hit that notification on your boy. But appreciate you guys. See you guys until next time. Always remember, just Raiders, baby. Peace.